everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. This has been a great time. I'm enjoying doing this, and tonight is a special night for me. I've got the creator of VooDoo Chilies and Sauces, Thomas Toth. This is fantastic. I can't wait to talk to him. But I've got a brand new sponsor here for Tasting the Heat Live, and I want to give a shout out to them. We've got Heat Hot Sauce Shop. Heat Hot Sauce Shop is your best place to buy your favorite hot sauces online. They carry over 450 varieties of hot sauces, chili powders, barbecue sauces, and more. A lot of the sauces I have featured on my 10 out of 10 list are sold at heathotsauce.com. Plus, shipping is always a flat rate of $5.99 no matter how much you order. Plus, if you place your order before 5 p.m. Eastern Time, your order is guaranteed to ship that day. You can always choose a freebie with every order, from whole ghost pods to spicy chocolate or hot sauce sample packets. Remember to head over and always choose the heat when buying your favorite sauces at www.heathotsauce.com. That's heathotsauce.com. It's the only place you'll ever need to satisfy your spicy addiction. Thank you, Heat Hot Sauce. I really appreciate you sponsoring tonight. Thomas, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am, and yeah, big shout out and a big thank you to the folks there at Eat Hot Sauce.
Yeah, they sell some.
And oh my goodness, my beautiful bride is just pulling up, even as we're chit chatting.
All right.
A little late from work. Yeah. How you doing, Ken? Man, thank you so much for calling this evening.
Oh, I couldn't wait to do this. I've reviewed a lot of your sauces. You've sponsored my giveaways. I couldn't be happier. You know, every time I review somebody or get them on the show, I really want to thank each and every one of you, because you have treated me so wonderfully, and it really means a lot to me to be able to share your sauces with people, because without you guys, I wouldn't have Tasting the Heat, and I really thank you all for doing this. It's awesome.
Oh, dude, thank you so very much. I mean, what you're doing for the whole Fiery Foods community right now is it's a ton of fun, man. We love your professionalism, your enthusiasm. Man, it's fantastic.
Thank you very much, and hopefully more and more will be coming, and I'm thinking this is going to get pretty big. The response has been overwhelming, and that's why I got to have you on. This is awesome.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
So tell me what's new with VooDoo.
Man, I mean, this last, 12, 14, 16 months has totally been this just bizarre, wonderfully bizarre abyss of, doing the craft beer collaborations, which, we've been able to hook up on a couple of those. Been working with Sam Adams, Adroit Theory, Old Ox, Crooked Run, our most recent benefactor here being Flying Dog, which, I can't even say that's a dream come true, because, I've been a huge fan of theirs for over 20 years, and man, that was absolutely never on my radar. So,
now, how did that come about?
Making these, which one, Flying Dog, or just the whole craft beer collaboration in general?
Really both, but I was thinking Flying Dog, but really, how did all of them come about?
Well, it actually started out with Adroit Theory, which is a really radical experimental brewer here in Northern Virginia. When I say a very radical experimental brewer, in the last, less than 2.5 years, they've kicked out over 450 beers.
Wow.
Do the math on that. It's like 5-10 beers a week, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, showed up, they invited us there to, sling some sauce while they were slinging some of their new beers for a big private party, and had a good time. The owner and I got to chit chat, and I just, it's just a fun little thing, did a sauce using one of their beers. And, Mark Osborne and I really connected on that, and, one thing led to another, and I think we've done, probably like 5 or 6 sauces now together.
Wow.
And, it was just, something you and I were talking about here recently, is, in the past, there's just been so much kind of not necessarily copycat, but, American hot sauce makers are kind of known for doing a lot of the same. And, getting thrown into the mix there with the guys at Adroit Theory, it became a lot of fun, because it was just fun focusing on that beer, all of its nuances, all of its flavors, and just trying to craft, a new sauce recipe around that beer. So instead of using it as something that made a good recipe taste a little bit better, it really became all about, let's take that beer, pick it apart, totally deconstruct it, and make it into something new.
So there's
And
definitely a
so,
science to this. It's not this you're just pouring something hot into some beer. You're actually finding a way to incorporate it that will make it an entirely new substance.
oh, exactly. And I mean, the sauces that we're doing, the beer is always the number one ingredient, whether it's the focal point or actually by weight or by volume. I mean, we've got some of our beer sauces where it's only 18, 20% beer. We've had other ones that are anywhere from 42 to 51% beer, and it's really making the flavors of the beer the absolute focal point of that sauce recipe. And
Definitely.
it's really brought a lot of, you've been able to taste a few of them. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Yeah,
it's kind of thrown something new into the mix there, which has been fun.
I find that with the chili powders in there, it kind of explodes the hops flavor. I guess that's the best way to explain it of the beer,
Sure.
and you get that like rolling through your nasal cavity and you can actually taste it more than just smell it. It just resonates in your entire palate.
Oh yeah, and it bounces around depending on the type of the beer, whether it's a stout or a porter, which they're pretty similar. The IPA thing, Flying Dog's really thrown me into that space this year, which that's really weird. I think you've had a chance to taste the Fever Dream
Yes.
that we did with them, the
Yes.
mango habanero. Yeah, that
Absolutely
leaves that
fantastic.
really weird right down the middle of the tongue, that little dry strip there in the aftertaste. I mean, it's a ton of fun, taking these beers and just the exploratory process, because I mean it's not one of these we'll do 1, 2, 3 recipes. It's like, okay, let's go show that off, and they're like, oh yeah, let's brew that sauce. Sometimes we're like 7, 8, 10 different recipes till we find something that's like, oh my god, that totally represents that beer.
Yeah, you want it right. Yeah, I was down to
Hmm.
Jungle Jim's and I found the Fever Dream from Flying Dog, their actual beer. So, and I think
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing your picture of that, man. That was
yes.
cool.
So I brought that back and I tried it, compared it with the sauce, and it was amazing. It definitely was a similar flavor between them two. Of course, it was the difference between hot sauce and beer, but you have captured that flavor of that beer in the hot sauce, and now there was a little more sweetness to your sauce because I think you have
Oh,
mango in
sure.
it, and but but the it was just it was just phenomenal to me that you captured what they put out. It was a great job. Now you've got your brand new one,
Thanks.
and that's the Carolina Reaper Peach IPA, and I can't find Flying Dog around here. I'm gonna try and get a 6 or a 12 or a case, whatever I need
Yeah, right.
when I go down
Well,
to.
Michigan, they've got their whole First Amendment thing they've been doing for. God, that was actually spearheaded by Ralph Steadman, the guy that does all the artwork for Flying Dog.
Okay.
Michigan, yeah, they got a little bit irritated by a couple of their labels, like Raging Bitch and some of the other off-color labels, and they didn't have any distribution. From what I understand, they didn't have any distribution because the state of Michigan was like, "No, we don't want that." And that case actually just got won here earlier this year.
Well,
So I'm really hoping you guys start seeing a lot more Flying
don't you have
Dog
to be over
beers
21 to buy
and
beer
hopefully hot
anyways?
sauces.
You know what I mean? Don't you have to be over 21 to buy beer anyways? I mean, why would that offend you? You know?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, it's it's just entertainment, folks.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's like in our movie. You either go or you don't. Whatever.
Exactly.
But I'm heading down to Jungle Jim's for their Weekend of Fire, and I'm gonna definitely look for the Carolina Reaper IPA or the Peach IPA because your new sauce is killing it. It's absolutely fantastic. What a flavor! And now
Oh, thank you.
I'm guessing there's a little bit more beer in this one than the other one. Is that true, or am I wrong?
Oh yeah. The I'd have to go bring up my database, but yeah, we're pushing pretty close to 50% beer
Wow.
in that hot sauce. Oh, I mean, because the beer was just phenomenal by itself, and where a lot of other beer sauces, there's going to be little secondary flavors that you get from the malts, the hops,
Hmm.
etc. And I'll take other ingredients and try to accentuate that. With the Peach Reaper, It was just a really good, peach flavor without being too sweet. It was a nice IPA. It had a good Reaper burn, but it was, publicly accessible. It wasn't like a typical Reaper, the hottest pepper in the world. It wasn't a barn burner, but, it was something that was accessible. And the sauce accidentally, turned out pretty much the same way. It wasn't too fruity, wasn't too sweet. It's hot, but not overly hot.
Right, right, right. It's a fantastic mixture. If anybody hasn't tried this yet, they have to go out and get it. And I just love it. And I'm sure Heat Hot Sauce is probably going to be carrying that really soon if they don't have it already. So.
Well, no, actually, that one's going to be not. It's going to be. It is very much of a limited edition. We're making that one specifically, for the brewery. It's going to be available, through our online site for probably like about another week, and then that'll be exclusively available through Flying Dog Brewery.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of like the Bays, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, we're seeing a very much of kind of a limited edition where we're just doing relatively small, like 20-gallon batches. Now with Flying Dog, we're definitely jumping into more national distribution type products. Somewhat like we did with Sam Adams.
Okay. Now that was a good one.
Yeah, the Peach Reaper was a very limited edition beer, so we're doing very much of a limited edition sauce with that.
Okay. Your Sam Adams, that turned out to be a very good sauce. I love that. I picked that up at the Chicago Expo, or a hot sauce show, and that was.
From our good friends Black Angel Saucery there,
yes.
Greg and Courtney Kinsler. Yep.
Yep. That was a fantastic sauce. I really enjoyed that, and you definitely got a little bit of that Samuel Adams darker flavor in there. It was a great job.
Yeah, that was fun, and actually that connection there was a ton of fun because Jim Cook, the owner, the guy that founded Sam Adams, I did not know. He was, a fan of our bacon sauces. He's also a really big fan of Adroit Theory, and it was through the guys that you met there in Chicago, Greg and Courtney Kinsler.
Right.
Greg and Mr. Cook from Sam Adams were standing next to each other at one of the, I think it's called Benny's. It's a, chain of liquor stores, wine stores, all throughout the Chicago area.
Okay.
And they're sitting there one day, there's Jim representing Sam Adams, there's Greg representing VooDoo Chile, and one thing led to another, and, he saw the Adroit Theory thing. He's like, oh my God, I love these guys. What are you doing with them? It's like, well, we make hot sauce using their beer. And evidently Mr. Cook asked Greg, it's like, well, geez, do you think your brewmaster would like to work with our brewmaster and, do a hot sauce using one of our beers? And the Winter Lager, that was our pilot project with them, which, that was a fun sauce. I mean, he asked, if we could somehow keep the flavor of the beer in there and then the little background flavors, which was orange, ginger, little hint of cinnamon, try and bring that forward. And, that was a very intimidating project because it's like, oh, man, dude, there's Jim Cook. I mean, another craft beer, one of the magnates of that whole industry.
That's a huge
name. And
that.
Oh my God, I was I was definitely intimidated by that one.
Well, I think it turned out absolutely fantastic. That was the first one I tried of yours. That was the beer sauce.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, the Winter Angel. Yep.
Yep, that was absolutely wonderful. Your pork.
Thank you.
Your pork sauces.
Oh, pork is infernum.
Mate, I like the taco one too, man.
Oh, thank you. I mean, that's what got the whole company kicked off. Was,
really?
I can't remember the names, but it was two guys. I mean, they're pretty big names in the hot sauce industry, but I don't want to misremember it and misquote anybody. But two names that I know you and I both know. They were sitting there on the internet years ago. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And, their opinion was that it was not possible to make a convincing, usable, bacon flavored gourmet hot sauce. And I was just sitting there lurking, and I was like, really? I didn't want to say it was a challenge accepted, but, me and my sons, we spent the next, almost a year and a half, pouring one failed experiment down the drain after another. I mean, I gave up, I don't know how many times, but it was like, they've got a point. This is not easy. And finally, one morning, my youngest son, Alex, and I, he was just being a little bit of a smart ass, and he suggested something, and that completely broke the porcus thing open. And that's where the whole lineup came from. The Porcus Infernum, which is really mild, makes a great inject that in your pork shoulder for
Oh,
smoking. Oh yeah, for doing pulled pork
oh
off the
yeah.
chain. And then we got the bacon taco, bacon X, bloody roots, which I think you've tried before.
Yes, the bloody roots.
The
Yes.
maple bacon. I mean, the whole line of Porcus themed products came from almost a year and a half of, especially my youngest son, Alan, and I just beating our heads against the wall. And, I was being really picky. I never wanted to work with tomato or vinegar as the main ingredient.
Okay.
So, it's a bacon hot sauce. I figured, well, I got to get something tomatoey. And I was fixated on using banana ketchup. I don't know how big you are into Asian type foods, but
Never heard of it.
some of your Asian countries, yeah, they use banana. It doesn't taste all sweet and doesn't taste like a banana. It's a
Okay.
kind of a sweet ketchup that doesn't taste like banana, but it's kind of a ketchup, but overly sweet. And that was the problem with that sauce. And I wound up, never say never. Yeah, I wound up moving over to just regular tomato-based ketchup, and that's what really started tying things together. And yeah, one thing led to another, and that's where that sauce and heck, that's where this whole company came from, was the Porcus recipe.
Wow. That is really neat to know. That's an awesome story about how you got started. The bacon hot sauce, the bloody roots. You just mentioned it, and that I believe it said I read someplace the quintessential Bloody Mary hot sauce. Uh,
Yeah, the beer that it's based on by the same name, Bloody Roots. Bloody. I don't know if you're ever into Sepultura, that little Brazilian heavy metal band when you and I are a lot younger.
right, right,
Roots.
right.
Bloody Roots. Yeah, that was the inspiration for that beer. They did a Bloody Mary inspired beer where they actually had crushed tomatoes, horseradish and everything else there in the mash when they were making the beer. And none of those things came out as a really strong presence. And when Mark Osborne, the owner of Adroit Theory, asked us to make a sauce with that, he's like, dude, I want the quintessential killer Bloody Mary hot sauce. And I'm like,
You nailed
well,
it.
I've kind of got that with Porcus. So would you mind if I brought my bacon thing into your beer thing, and we'll try and meet in the middle? And he kind of got excited. He's like, really, you'll throw your bacon thing at one of our hot sauces? I'm like, well, yeah, dude. I mean, you asked for the quintessential Bloody Mary hot sauce, so
And it
yeah, we got
definitely
to
is.
get the bacon in there.
I mean, it's
And
great
yeah,
with
thank
meat.
you, man. That sauce was that was a ton of fun. That one came together very smooth, very nice, and yeah, I was definitely pleased by the way that one turned out.
And it goes so well with the celery in there also. I mean, it's just crazy how it mixes so well with the Bloody Mary. Gives us a nice little heat. You get a little bit of that bacon in there. Uh, Excellent. That one kills me every time. I tell you what, you just put a few dabs in there, or a little more, depending how much heat you want.
Oh heck yeah!
And I tell you what, it
Yeah,
mixes up
the
so
biggest
well.
buzzkills because we got like a Detroit Theory, we got one of their banners, we got a flying dog banner there at the booth, and people come running over looking for the beer, and I'm like, well, no, I don't necessarily have the beer, but I've got the beer in the hot sauce, and they
Right,
get all
right.
excited. I'm like, but you need to understand, all the beer gets cooked off because it's got like in a really low boiling temperature, so there's no alcohol. And they're like, oh man, but they taste them, they like them, and
Yep.
yeah, somehow or another we've been very blessed with the sauces that people seem to definitely enjoy, which is that's been a ton of fun. By it, I mean, that smile when somebody tastes something like whether it's Porcus or Bloody Roots or Fever Dream, just watching that big silly grin
Oh, I bet.
wash across their face. It's like, okay, that's even better. And I'm doing this full time.
Oh, really?
I want to make. Yeah. Did that 1st of January. Horrible timing. Because I mean, February and March is like the dead zone of the hot sauce. That's like the little corner of the prepared foods industry. And yeah, it was a bad timing, but yeah, seeing that smile, that really makes it, man.
That's awesome. I can't imagine to see that. You make something like that and people go, "Oh, I want that." That's got to be a wonderful feeling. You've talked
Oh,
a
it
lot
really is.
about the different bands, and you said something to me about a week ago that you listened to Devin Townsend, and I'd never heard
Oh
of him.
yeah.
And my wife and I sat down and started listening to him, and it was like, Oh, this is good music. It's awesome. This guy
Oh
can
my
wail,
goodness, yes.
man.
Oh, the last 10 years of his career has been off the frickin' chain because he originally was Strapping Young Lad, which was a Canadian. I don't want to say death metal, but definitely over the top heavy metal band.
Okay.
And his drug addictions, alcohol problems, everything else, basically humbled him. Came to a moment of clarity, and he started the Devin Townsend band, and then now the Devin Townsend Project. And somehow or another, Steve Vai had a really cool influence on that poor guy's psyche. And man, yeah, the music he's putting out is just phenomenal these days.
Now you crank that up when you're
Absolutely
making your
phenomenal.
sauces and or coming up with a new one.
Oh yeah, yeah. We actually most of the times when we're doing our limited edition stuff there at the commercial kitchen, uh, gosh, not 90% of the time, yeah, Devin Townsend's what's playing. I mean, even heck, when I'm in my own home kitchen, just trying to come up with new recipes for some of these different brewers that we're working with. That's the music I listen to. I mean, I definitely connect with what that young man's doing, man. It's some fun music.
Well, I appreciate you turning me on to him because we both, my wife and I both just went, "Wow, this is good stuff." It's you just feel the energy that he brings off it as he's playing. Like he's really, really just deep into his music, and you can tell it's
Yeah.
not like I'm just gonna throw something out to make noise, you know.
Exactly. I mean, and it's got such a nice positive vibe to it, even though it's still, it's heavy devy. It's
Right.
heavy music,
It's got
but
some. It's got
it's
some
got
beef.
such a good feel good thing to it, which is neat.
Yeah, it
And
is.
well, I mean, after we get done hanging up here, go check out because they just started their U.S. tour here about a week ago. In fact, all three of my sons are converging here on this front step that I'm standing on here next Tuesday afternoon. We're going to go see them here in Silver Spring, Maryland. I don't know if he's going to be up there in Michigan, but if he is, try and find the time to go see him because
Yes. Yes.
it's a cool live show, man.
Maybe you should get with him and see if you can't do a celebrity sauce collaboration with him.
Actually, we've talked about that in the past. He does most of his touring overseas, and glassware is unallowed when it comes to merchandising.
Really?
So it's like, yeah, we need to have it in a plastic bottle. I'm like, no, I don't cold pack. I don't use artificial preservatives. It needs to be in glass. So, yeah, we were trying to do like a coffee based sauce for the U.S. tour, but just communication time, everything else, it didn't work out. But one of these days I'd love to because
Yeah.
he, with him being clean and sober now. A lot like church people, he's got a big fixation on caffeine and coffee.
Now I've seen online a couple times. I don't know if it was a teaser or what you were doing, but you were showing a cut blood orange. What's this all about?
Oh well, I can't go into too
Okay.
much depth
Okay.
about that, but
I was trying.
one of the brewers that we have brought up in conversation here the last couple of minutes,
Okay.
they do have probably the best blood orange IPA on the planet, and we are working on a hot sauce with that. In fact, we're probably going to do 5, maybe 6 different hot sauces with them this year. But yeah, the one we're working on right now is a blood orange based IPA hot sauce.
So this
Which
is
I mean,
definitely going to be a new hot sauce, and we'll be seeing it soon.
yeah, actually, that one I'm hoping we're going to have that bottled sometime during the first or second week of October, and that's one that we're definitely going national/international on. Here this fall. So I'm definitely excited about that.
Well, good. I'm looking forward to that because if it's follows suit of your last couple that you've had, well, really all of them, I gotta tell you the truth. If it follows suit, I know it's going to be fantastic. And if seeing that you are doing this full time now, you don't have a choice to put out something that's not going to be as favorable as the rest of your stuff because this is what you do now. So you have to be on the mark.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we're trying to, unfortunately, there's, a couple sauces that are going to go back to being more limited edition. Got to pull them out of, the big national, international distribution. But yeah, that really changes the thinking a lot
Yeah.
because I mean, if there's a certain volume that we can't sell, say within, a 52-week period, then, it's something that needs to be, pulled off the menu. And I mean, if it's up to me, I mean, like Cajun, I mean, oh my God, that guy is like the godfather of hot sauces. Man, what I would not give to have my own bottling facility and just be able to come out with, a new hot sauce every month. I mean, I love doing this. It's all I think about. I don't even sleep. I mean, I lay in bed, sitting there looking at my beautiful bride sleeping at night, thinking about just sauces and food and, just silly stuff in general, man. But, with, the way our situation is, I mean, we either got to rent kitchen time for limited edition stuff, or we've got our bottling partner down in Florida that we do for, our large scale distribution stuff. So it's like, we've got to keep it, relatively limited as far as how big our line can get. And you look at what Cajun's doing. I mean, I don't even know how many sauces and salsa that guy's got, but man, it's a bunch, and they are
got like
good.
A huge facility down in Ohio, doesn't it?
Yes, he does. Yeah, down there. If memory serves, I think it's down in Columbus, Ohio, and
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's just a really nice. I'm not quite sure what that building was before he turned it into a bottling operation,
Okay.
but I mean, it's like nice office space, nice big open area to actually entertain, which, he used to do once a year there in the dead of winter, February, early March. And yeah, man, it's just like, it is definitely a really, really, really cool place.
He just came out with some new bottles that are like old, like throwback bottles with the
Oh, I know. Aren't those cool?
labeling right on it. Yeah, they're just phenomenal.
Yep.
Looking. Really cool.
Yeah, he's really dove back into doing the pepper specific sauces. I think the ones you're talking about, right? Where
Yes.
it's got
Yeah.
like a picture of the pepper on it. Yeah, man, that I mean, that's something he does so frickin' well, man.
That's cool. I hopefully will meet him when I'm down at Jungle Jim's. I know I'm going to get a chance to meet him when I go to the Arizona Hot Sauce Expo down in I think it's Phoenix in November.
Yeah, you're going down to that?
Yeah. I'm definitely going down to it. My wife and I have already booked the tickets and the place to stay, and I wanted to go to one of them around this year, and we thought, what better when it's cold out, go someplace warm. So we're going down there, and Steve has been very good to me about letting me get in and do some interviews and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, I mean, Steve, you're talking about Steve Seabury, right?
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Well, him and Johnny McLaughlin, man. I mean, they know how to put on they've been doing especially Steve's been doing the New York City Hot Sauce Expo now for, I think, the last, what's it been, 4 years.
Oh, okay.
That thing is just off the chain fun. I mean, he really knows how to entertain people, and, he brings a lot of the best hot sauce makers here in the U.S., and, gets them all together, and I mean, the people stay around almost all stinking day long.
Isn't that crazy?
For
That's
that
awesome.
event, which is cool. Yeah, because I mean, I do a lot of like beer and wine festivals, and people typically hang around for about an hour, 2 hours, and then they go back and do whatever they want to do on the weekend. Steve shows, people tend to stay around the whole day, which
that
says a lot all by itself.
Yep, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
man.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. What is next for VooDoo besides what you're talking about with the other beer line that you don't want to talk about yet, but that's okay.
Well, no, I just can't quite. It's a little bit premature, but we've got some pretty exciting things happening in the craft beer world. Those will definitely be unfolding here during the next 90, 180 days, the next 3 to 6 months. We've got 2 more bacon sauces in the works. Two of them with 2 different craft brewers. Definitely excited about those.
Yeah.
And right now I'm just trying to get us into more stores, because right now, man, I'm having to do like the beer festivals, wine festivals. I mean, the weekend events, actually sitting at a booth, especially this time of year, sweating my butt off.
Oh man.
I mean, that's how the bills get paid. But we'll see. I mean, we're taking a shot at distribution. I'm going to give it another, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years. We'll see where it goes. I mean, I don't have any Lucy in the sky with diamonds delusions that I'm going to be the next Hoy Fong, the guys that make the sriracha out of California. But I mean, if it breaks free, cool. If not, we've had such a fun run of just meeting really cool people, both, in this little part of the prepared foods industry, and the customers and the fans we've met. I mean, it's been a ton of fun, and man, it's been really refreshing for me to have this kind of an opportunity to, dive out there and meet some people and just, change life up. Because
That's awesome.
it's been an adventure of a life anyhow. But man, spent the last 20 years in the financial services industry, and now being out around, beer drinkers, wine drinkers, hot sauce addicts. I mean, it's just put a really good, fun twist on my life, which, man, I just feel straight up blessed about, Ken.
That's fantastic. That's so refreshing to hear because that 9 to 5 job it can be quite grueling sometimes.
Oh, it is. Here's the thing. I thought it would be just so relaxing to, take a break from the 9 to 5 to see if we could make this thing break. Oh my God, this is more exhausting than I ever freaking imagined it could be.
But it's exhausting for you,
Uh,
not somebody else.
oh God, yeah. I mean, my stepson Will, who's like, he's my right hand man. He's my executive substitute. That's actually his label on his car. His title on his card is executive substitute.
Awesome.
And my youngest son, it's too bad that he's now getting ready to turn 21, because for the last couple of years, actually on his business card was my underage male substitute. I mean, it's been a lot of fun for us, but man, it's just an absolute nutbuster for those guys, and for me. But it's fun. I mean, this is no get rich get rich quick kind of a thing. But man, I've not found a more entertaining way to make money. I mean, in the music side, I never made any money, but I had a good time playing guitar and setting up and getting exhausted. You know what the tour scene's like.
Yes, I do.
But this, I mean, it's crazy because you don't have any roadies or anything loading up the bus or the van. I mean, we're doing all the hard work, but it is just insanely entertaining.
That's awesome. That is absolutely
Amen.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah. The last few months, I'd say probably the last 6 months, we were talking about this before we started the interview. It's amazing. Everybody keeps raising the bar on hot sauces. I mean, it used to be,
Whew.
you
Yeah,
know,
this year especially.
oh,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I started out, saying only the best sauces and spicy foods are reviewed because there was so many that just, just didn't cut it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't turn down hardly anybody anymore because they just blow me away. The flavor and the attack of the foods or the sauces now is just amazing. And every one of you guys lately have just been knocking it out of the park. It's just amazing flavors and the heat that is equalized with it. Sometimes it's too much heat, and sometimes it's not, or it used to be too much heat or not enough. Everybody seems to
Right.
be really kind of balancing the flavor to the heat so well lately. I'm just absolutely loving everything that comes to the door lately.
Well, man, dude, thanks for directing, a part of that, in my direction. But yeah, that's there's a guy, Al Buddha is his nickname, Goldenberg.
Yeah, yeah.
When he and I first met a few years ago, I mean, the biggest problem with the U.S. hot sauce, private label thing, or not private label, but independent label thing,
Right.
was it was just such a copycat industry. Somebody would come out with a fruit sauce. I mean, just pick a fruit. Somebody, some of the, whether it's Cajun or Johnny McLaughlin or, oh God, who's that gentleman down North Carolina at Race City Sauce Works? God, I feel bad for drawing a blank on his name right now, but they would come out with something really cool.
Okay.
Boom, everybody dove in going, oh yeah, I can do that too. I can do that too. For some bizarre and very positive reason, this year people have just been taking off and doing their own thing. And yeah, I mean, the years that I've been lurking and been participating, this has been probably the coolest year of just watching a lot of really neat, well-balanced, fun flavors. I mean, the U.S. hot sauce market went from too much of the same to there's more people really doing really cool, interesting, enjoyable things. I mean,
Absolutely.
I've got a lot of hot sauces in my fridge, and man, I'll tell you what, way, way, way less than half of them are my own.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
totally agree. Even my wife looks at me. She goes, "You're saying wow again." I said, "Yeah, I know. I can't help it. This stuff, that's coming through the door is blowing me away." And it's
I know. I need another full size fridge just for sauces.
yeah, exactly. So just everybody, is just doing such a great job, and it really to make my job what I'm doing is so much fun because I don't feel like I have to say anything bad about anybody's sauce lately because it's all been, excitingly good, and it's
Yeah.
really been a great time this last 6 months, and I can't imagine what the next 6 months is going to be. So you guys are blowing me away, and that's why I do what I do here, and it's pretty cool, and I really appreciate everybody's help who's sent me some sauces and helped me out along the way, and you guys are fantastic. I want to thank you all.
Well, I mean, hey, Ken, thank you. I mean, just the energy, the professionalism, all your years, being on the stage, being behind a microphone, it totally shows. I mean, you're very easy to support, man. I mean, yeah, this is, a very cool thing that you're doing, giving us some notoriety, giving us some attention, and, most importantly, giving us some legitimacy. I mean, you don't sit there and hum and haw and turn a 2-minute video into 20 minutes. I mean, you're doing a great job, and I'll just speak for myself, man. I really appreciate it.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm really liking this new Tasting the Heat Live. I'm getting such good results from people or response from people, and it gives a chance for you guys to really get out there and touch more people than just around your area at your the shows or events you go to, and this way you can tell a little bit about your story and things that's going on, and I'm really digging it because I'm learning so much about everybody. It's hopefully it's translating to everybody out there who's watching, and so this is cool.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, it's definitely a very colorful group of people, to say the very least. I mean, you've got everybody. I mean, well, we got guys like Jim O'Brien down at Crazy Good. A very formally trained chef. The name I forgot earlier, Chad Lowcock from Ray City Sauce Works. Again, another chef, a man that's got all the reason to have lots of pride behind his product line because he knows what he's doing. He knows food. K-John, he and I have nothing in common except for the fact that neither of us are professionally trained. But we're having a lot of fun making people smile, and yeah, it's definitely exciting watching the way this thing's unfolding. And man, it's a blessing to whatever tiny part I'm having in it. It's really kind of cool to be here in the midst of it, man.
That's awesome. Is there anything else you want to share with anybody before we go?
No, not really. Other than, man, our fans, our supporters, our repeat customers. Thank you guys so very much. Our detractors. Just bear in mind, there's only two kinds of people in this world: those that love me, those that are in denial. We're going to help you through that. I jest. No, it's yeah, I got nothing to add other than, man, thank you so very much, Ken. This is really cool what you're doing.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure to
You
have
bet.
you on the show. This is awesome. And let me walk out on this, and I'll say goodbye to you there.
All right, goodbye to you, my friend. And yeah, my wife got home a little bit late. I'm going to go see what kind of traffic and weather she got stuck in. And we'll talk to you again soon, my friend. Thanks a lot.
You take care. I've thoroughly
All right.
enjoyed this. Thank you. Have a good night, Thomas.
All right, you do the same, my brother.
Hey, thank you everybody for watching tonight. I had a great time talking to Thomas. I want to thank, I would definitely want to thank Heat Hot Sauce Shop for sponsoring tonight's show. Please visit them at heathotsauce.com to get your favorite hot sauces, barbecue sauces, and more delivered right to your door for $5.99 flat rate, no matter how much you buy or order. Don't forget, there is a freebie in every order. That's www.heathotsauce.com.
.com.
.com. Hey, if anybody
Hey,
out there
Ken, once again, man, thanks a million.
You bet. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot.
Take it easy, my brother.
If anybody else there wants to be a guest on the show, or if they want to sponsor a show, can contact me on my Facebook Messenger or at tastingtheheat@gmail.com. And please share this on your page and show everybody that what we're doing out here. I really appreciate it. And until then, remember, keep tasting the heat.